Canadian Bulldog for wrestling merchandise and memories. That's merchandiseandmemories.com. And today we're counting down the top 50 Undertaker moments. When we're looking at the top 50 moments of the WWE Hall of Famer, The Undertaker, we look at the following criteria. How unique was the moment? What impact did it ultimately have on The Undertaker and other people's careers? And what legacy does it have within the wrestling industry? Just before we get started, wanted to let you know that Wrestling Merchandise and Memories has more than 100 unique top 50 lists on its site. Everything from wrestling rivalries to tag teams to WrestleMania moments. Check it out at bit.ly/top 50 lists. Number 50, Dead Man's Debut. The Undertaker made his debut at the Survivor Series on November 22nd, 1990, as the mystery partner for the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, the Honky Tonk Man, and Greg the Hammer Valentine. While the Dead Man wasn't victorious, he did eliminate future WWE Hall of Famers Koko B. Ware and Dusty Rhodes. Number 49, Burying Bearer. A very unusual moment happened at the Great American Bash 2004. Facing the Dudley Boys, a stipulation was made that The Undertaker's manager Paul Bearer would be buried in a vat of cement if Undertaker didn't throw the match. The Undertaker won, and then buried Bearer in the cement himself. Number 48, The Brothers of Destruction Unite. Kane debuted in 1997 as The Undertaker's long-lost brother, leading to one of the biggest feuds in WWE history. By the summer of 1998, they put their differences aside to form the Brothers of Destruction tag team. Although it was an on and off relationship, the two captured 3 sets of tag team titles. Number 47, Teaching Cena Respect. One of John Cena's first rivalries was against The Undertaker. Cena began mocking the Dead Man during various episodes of SmackDown. Insisting that he would teach Cena respect, the two had a match at 2003's Vengeance pay-per-view, which The Undertaker won. Number 46, The Towering Inferno. The long-standing feud between The Undertaker and Kane took a strange turn at 1998's Unforgiven pay-per-view. The two faced off in the WWF's first ever Inferno match, in which a stream of fire surrounded the ring. The Dead Man won the match by pushing Kane into the fire and his arm catching ablaze. Number 45, Putting JR in his place. On the November 26, 2001 edition of Raw, Jim Ross became the second inductee into the Vince McMahon Kiss My Ass Club. When JR tried to resist the honor, The Undertaker arrived, but instead of defending good old JR, the American Badass turned heel and forced JR to pucker up. Number 44, WrestleMania the 13th. In a nod to the horror movie franchise of a similar name, The Undertaker referred to his 1997 WWF World Title match as WrestleMania the 13th. Facing Psycho Sid in the main event of WrestleMania 13, The Undertaker was able to overcome the odds and pin Sid to win his second WWF title. Number 43, Wedding Crashers. In the summer of 1991, The Undertaker formed an alliance with Jake the Snake Roberts. Following the wedding of Randy Macho Man Savage and Miss Elizabeth at SummerSlam, Roberts and the Dead Man crashed the wedding reception, planting a cobra and assaulting Macho Man. Number 42, Kurt's Angle. The Undertaker had several run-ins with Kurt Angle, including their Match of the Year candidate at 2006 No Way Out, but the bad blood between the two began in 2000 after Angle accidentally spilled milk all over The Undertaker's motorcycle. Number 41, Dethroning Diesel. The Dead Man was challenged at WrestleMania 12 by Diesel. The two had an intense rivalry leading into WrestleMania when the Phenom added Big Daddy Cool to his iconic winning streak. Number 40, A Giant Challenge Part 1. Much of The Undertaker's early WWF career was battling huge men such as King Kong Bundy and Kamala, but none compared to Giant Gonzalez, who attacked Undertaker at the 1993 Royal Rumble. The Phenom defeated Giant Gonzalez at that year's WrestleMania and SummerSlam. Number 39, A Giant Challenge Part 2. More than a decade later, history repeated itself once again when the 7'1" tall Great Khali arrived in WWE and attacked The Undertaker. While Khali pinned the Dead Man in their first meeting, it led to a last man standing match later that summer where Undertaker won. Number 38, Betraying the Snake. Following the February 8, 1992 edition of Saturday Night's Main Event, Jake the Snake Roberts planned to attack Randy Savage's manager, Miss Elizabeth. The Undertaker stopped him, leading to a feud between the two. Number 37, Boss Man's Execution. In 1999, The Undertaker began assembling a group to take down Vince McMahon's corporation. Part of that took place at WrestleMania 15 when the Dead Man battled the Big Boss Man in a Hell in a Cell match. The bout concluded with Undertaker hanging Boss Man with a noose. Number 36, Hogan's Day of Judgment. Hulk Hogan has had several clashes with The Undertaker. Their most recent came in 2002 after Hogan returned to the WWE and won the Undisputed World Championship. The Hulkster defended against Undertaker at that year's Judgment Day and quickly lost the belt. Number 35, Shane in a Cell. One of The Undertaker's Hell in a Cell matches took place at WrestleMania 32, where the Dead Man took on the returning Shane McMahon with the stipulation that if Undertaker lost, it would be his final Mania appearance. The Phenom rallied and defeated Shane O'Mac. Number 34, Punking Out Punk. CM Punk made a challenge to The Undertaker, which led to a match at WrestleMania 24. To get under his opponent's skin, Punk mocked the recent real-life death of Undertaker's longtime manager, Paul Bearer. Revenge was served when The Undertaker prevailed. Number 33, The American Badass. Over the years, The Undertaker has taken several hiatuses to keep healthy and keep his persona fresh. After walking away from the company in late 1999, The Undertaker returned at Judgment Day 2000 with a new persona, dressed in biker gear and coming to the ring to Limp Bizkit's Rollin'. Number 32, Hardcore Phenom. In late 2001, The Undertaker began referring to himself as Big Evil, cutting his trademark long hair short and showing off his many tattoos. The new persona culminated in a match at that year's Vengeance pay-per-view where he defeated Rob Van Dam for the Hardcore title. Number 31, WrestleMania Return. After being humiliated by Vince McMahon and his brother Kane the previous winter, The Undertaker returned to action at WrestleMania 20 to battle his estranged sibling. But instead of wearing his biker gear, The Undertaker went back to his roots, wearing mortician clothes and having Paul Bearer by his side. Number 30, Boiler Room Brawl. The rivalry between The Undertaker and Mankind took a strange turn during the Boiler Room Brawl at SummerSlam 96. The cinematic match started backstage with the first person to retrieve Undertaker's urn winning. When Undertaker went to obtain the urn, Paul Bearer turned on him. Number 29, Boneyard Match. The Undertaker participated in another cinematic match, this one nearly 25 years later at WrestleMania 36. The Dead Man bet AJ Styles in a Boneyard match, which included Undertaker literally burying Styles in a grave before riding off into the darkness. Number 28, Legend vs. Legend Killer. Randy Orton was climbing the ranks through WWE as the Legend Killer when he challenged The Undertaker to a match at WrestleMania 21. Orton turned heel, and while he lost the match, it led to a prolonged feud against The Undertaker. Number 27, Heart and Soul. At SummerSlam 1997, The Undertaker defended his World Championship against Bret Hart. If Hart lost, he would have never been allowed to wrestle in the US again. Thanks to accidental help from Shawn Michaels, Hart won and captured the gold. Number 26, Brock in a Cell, Part 1. The Undertaker had been feuding with WWE Champion Brock Lesnar for several months when the Next Big Thing challenged him to a Hell in a Cell match at 2002's No Mercy, which was one of Undertaker's specialty matches. Lesnar ended up winning the Cell match and the feud at the time. Number 25, Brock in a Cell Part 2. 13 years later, The Undertaker and Brock Lesnar had a rematch at the same structure at a Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. The final contest in a 3-match series between them since 2014, Lesnar won again by dropping the Phenom on the floor. Number 24, Respect for Jeff Hardy. The Undertaker was undisputed champion and a heel when he battled Jeff Hardy in a series of matches. This culminated with a ladder match on the July 1st, 2002 edition of Raw. Even after losing the match, Hardy kept coming back, prompting the dead man to shake his hand and turn face. Number 23, the Ministry of Darkness. When The Undertaker turned heel in 1998, he began a faction called the Ministry of Darkness. The group debuted on the October 19th edition of Raw and included Paul Bearer, Farouk, Bradshaw, Edge, Christian, Mideon, and Gangrel. Number 22, Crucifixion 316. As part of the Ministry of Darkness storyline, The Undertaker targeted Stone Cold Steve Austin. While they clashed several times, the most iconic moment at this point in time was on December 7th, 1998 during Raw, when Undertaker crucified Austin on his symbol and raised it high in the air. Number 21, Where to, Stephanie? At the conclusion of 1999's Backlash, Stephanie McMahon was escorted into a limousine so she wouldn't be targeted by the Ministry of Darkness. But The Undertaker commandeered the vehicle, kidnapping Stephanie and attempting a forced marriage the next night on Raw, where she was rescued by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Number 20, Rated R Tap Out. The final time that The Undertaker won a title at WrestleMania, it was WrestleMania 24, where he was pitted against Edge. The Rated R superstar was world champion, and The Undertaker won the title via submission, a rarity. Number 19, Chokeslam to Hell. Following WrestleMania 24, The Undertaker and Edge continued to feud, culminating in a Hell in a Cell match at SummerSlam 2008. No longer champion, Undertaker won the match with a tombstone and chokeslammed Edge off a ladder and right through the ring. Number 18, Phenom Beast Rematch. Following his historic loss at WrestleMania 30 to Brock Lesnar, The Undertaker waited more than a year to challenge him to a rematch. Their bout took place at SummerSlam 2015, and in a controversial finish, the Phenom appeared to tap out, but still managed to knock Lesnar out. Number 17, Buried Alive. The Undertaker was looking forward to finally silencing WWE Chairman Vince McMahon during their Buried Alive match at the 2003 Survivor Series. Just when it appeared that the dead man had things at hand, Kane resurfaced and helped McMahon bury Undertaker and win the match. Number 16, Highway to Hell. One of the biggest singles matches during the Attitude Era pitted Stone Cold Steve Austin against The Undertaker. Both fan favorites, they even briefly held the WWF Tag Team titles together. While Austin won, it was a huge moment for both competitors. Number 15, Reaper's Rumble. Despite being in WWE for more than a quarter century and often main eventing top shows, The Undertaker has only won the Royal Rumble once. That happened in 2007 when the Dead Man ousted MVP, The Great Khali, and Shawn Michaels en route to winning that year's Rumble. Number 14, Besting Batista. The Undertaker's 2007 Royal Rumble victory gave him the opportunity to face the WWE World or ECW champion at WrestleMania. The Dead Man chose World Champion Batista, leading to their title match at WrestleMania 23. The Undertaker won the title while preserving his streak. Number 13, The Ultimate Burial. The Undertaker's first major rivalry was with The Ultimate Warrior. Following WrestleMania 7, the Warrior appeared on Paul Bearer's funeral parlor talk show. Ultimate Warrior was ambushed by The Undertaker, who, along with Bearer, locked him up in an airtight casket. Number 12, I Will Not Rest in Peace. One of the strangest moments in The Undertaker's career came in 1994 when he faced WWF World Champion Yokozuna at that year's Royal Rumble. A dozen heels trapped Undertaker in his own casket, at which point he appeared to ascend to the heavens. Number 11, Undertaker vs. Undertaker. Following the 1994 Royal Rumble, The Undertaker stayed buried for nearly 6 months. He returned at that year's SummerSlam to confront The Undertaker, an imposter managed by the $1 Million Man Ted DiBiase. At SummerSlam, the legit Undertaker sent his doppelganger packing. Number 10, Game Over, Part 1. The Undertaker's trilogy of WrestleMania matches against Triple H began at WrestleMania 17. A year before WWE began formally acknowledging his WrestleMania streak, The Undertaker defeated Triple H. Number 9, Game Over Part 2. Exactly 10 years later, The Undertaker and Triple H both returned to Raw in the very same segment and challenged each other to a match at WrestleMania 27. Their no-holds-barred match had a big fight feel with the possibility that the game could end the Undertaker's streak, but the dead man prevailed. Number 8. Game Over Part 3. 1 year later, The Undertaker returned to WWE and in a very similar scenario challenged Triple H to a rematch at WrestleMania 28. This match would be a Hell in a Cell with Shawn Michaels as the referee, but the end result was the same, with The Undertaker extending his WrestleMania streak to 20-0. Number 7. Who is Mr. WrestleMania? After years and years of boasting that he was Mr. WrestleMania, Shawn Michaels was to put his biggest test in 2009 when he challenged The Undertaker at WrestleMania 25. With the streak hanging in the balance, HBK lost to the Dead Man in a Match of the Year winner. Number 6. Roman takes the yard. The main event of WrestleMania 33 saw The Undertaker take on Roman Reigns, and for only the second time in history, he lost a match at WrestleMania. Afterwards, the Phenom neatly removed his gloves, hat, and jacket and left them in the ring, suggesting his career may be over. Number 5. The Gravest Challenge. 1 year after his debut, The Undertaker main evented the 1991 Survivor Series against WWF World Champion Hulk Hogan. Thanks to interference from Ric Flair, Undertaker tombstoned Hogan, capturing his first of many world championships. Number 4. Raising Kane. October 5th, 1997 was significant to The Undertaker because of two moments. He wrestled Shawn Michaels in the first ever Hell in a Cell match, but also signified the arrival of Kane, who tore the cage door down and confronted his brother. Number 3. Mankind Goes to Hell. The Undertaker's next singles Hell in a Cell match was at King of the Ring in 1998, where he faced Mankind. After tossing Mankind both off and through the cell structure, the Phenom broke his ankle by jumping down to the ring, ending one of the most brutal matches in WWE history. Number 2. End of the streak. WrestleMania 30 signified the end of an era as The Undertaker's winning streak came to an end at the hands of Brock Lesnar. In a match that lasted 25 minutes, The Undertaker received 3 F5s and finally succumbed to Lesnar, turning his incredible 21-0 winning streak at WrestleMania to 21 wins and 1 loss. Number 1. Heartbreak for HBK. Following his first WrestleMania victory over Shawn Michaels, the Heartbreak Kid demanded a rematch against The Undertaker. After much soul-searching, the Dead Man agreed, but only if Michaels put his career on the line. HBK agreed, and the rematch was set for WrestleMania 26. In arguably the greatest match in WWE history, The Undertaker not only turned back Shawn Michaels' challenge, but was able to retire Mr. WrestleMania. What did you think of our top 50 list? What did we get right? What did we get wrong? Let us know in the comment section, and in the meantime, keep checking back at merchandiseandmemories.com for more wrestling merchandise and memories.